welcome. This is first time setup for Clone Hero. Now, this is right after you've installed the game, you haven't gotten any songs installed yet, and you need to set up your controls. Now, before you can do anything, your mouse isn't going to work. You're going to have to press spacebar and just set the controls to something that's comfortable for you. Now, I have it set to ASDFG for being green, red, yellow, blue, orange. Up and down arrows are strum up, strum down. Start button is return or enter the enter key. I don't usually play it with a keyboard. This is just to get through the menus for this first time setup. Now, if you plug in a Guitar Hero controller, which I'm going to do right now, through USB, you'll see it automatically pop the controls up. It should do that automatically as long as if it's a Xbox controller, it should automatically detect it and, as you can see, already map the controls. If it doesn't, if you plug it in and it says X input guitar or whatever it is, you might, if this doesn't come up on this end here where it says controller, you just might have to click each one and map it individually, which doesn't take long at all. Or you can press calibrate and it'll go through every single control and get you to map it. Okay, so once you've done that, you should now either pressing enter, the enter button if you're using keyboard, or the start button on the controller, it will allow you to choose a profile. Now, I've already set up a profile, but it'll just say guest. You can create a profile. This is just for saving scores and certain settings. All right, so I'm going to pick my profile. Now, if you press start, now you have a bunch of options here. You can change the type of controller, so there is drum support, so you can plug in a Guitar Hero drum kit and it'll work. You can use the Guitar Hero Live guitar. This is where you would change that. If you plug in a drum set, you have to click drums. Note speed, don't mess with that. Highway length, don't mess with that. Color profile, just use default colors. If you're playing lefty, this is where you will change the lefty flip. Um, Alternate tap texture, that just changes certain songs. You tap the buttons, the frets, instead of having to strum. That just changes what they look like. There's tilt. That allows you to use the tilt function on the guitar to activate star power. If you turn this off, you'll have to press the select button on the controller to activate star power. Gamepad mode, that's if you're using like a regular Xbox controller to play the game. Highway, there are some default highways in the game. This is where the notes appear as they come down. You can change that. You can also get custom ones. And if you're interested, I can upload a video on how to do that. But these are in here by default. There's a bot. You can turn on a bot so the game will play a song for you. This is just if you want to see how difficult a song is, or if you're just kind of messing around. Show accuracy, that'll show you what your percent accuracy is on the screen. Display name will show your name above the highway while you're playing. This is for if you're playing with multiple people at a time, because as you can see, it does support 4 controllers at a time. This would just be easier to see who's on which highway. There are other options like renaming and deleting the profile, and then dropout just takes your uh, profile out of play. All right. Now, go to using the keyboard or the controller, go to settings, and what you're going to have to do in here, don't worry about everything else in here. You can go through these at your own pace. The most important thing is you're going to want to click on General and go to Manage Song Paths. Now this will bring up a menu. You can use your mouse in this menu. This is where it'll show you where your default uh, songs are. All right, there is a default location for custom songs. This will show you where that's at. Now, depending on where you put your Clone Hero installation, might be tricky to find it, which is why what I would do at this point is click on Add Folder. All right. Now, this will allow you to select a folder to where it'll scan for custom songs. Okay, it'll scan this location, the default, and I've added a secondary location that's just easier for me to get to. So what you'll do is you'll add folder, and then wherever you have your second folder at, for example here it says for me is custom songs, then you just click select folder, and now every time you scan for custom songs, it'll scan that location as well. If you need to remove it, you can just click on the trash can icon. All right. So now that you have added, so at this point you should have added your custom song. You should have downloaded your custom songs. They should be extracted from the zip file and uploaded or copied into your custom song folder. Now, uh, now after you have made sure your paths, your secondary folder or your song folder is in the song paths manager here, which every time you add new songs or take songs out, you have to click scan songs. The songs will not come up unless you click scan songs. Now, depending on how many songs you have, this can take a little while. For me, I have about 2,000 songs installed. They're already scanned, so it shouldn't, see, it doesn't take long at all. If it's scanning each one, it takes a little longer just because it's having to actually scan and make sure each song has all the information that it needs to run. All right. Now that is just a quick overview of the first time options. The most important thing is making sure your controls are set up and that your song paths is set up to your custom folder. All right. Thank you very much for joining in and happy